Get your brand connected to 35 million readers in India and 2 million in the USA. Global Eye Magazine, the fastest-growing Indo-US weekly. Our magazine dives deep into exclusive stories, face-to-face interviews, and key happenings across the USA and India, delivering content you won't find anywhere else. Advertise with Global Eye Magazine and reach highly targeted and influential audience. Contact us to book your ad space.
Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show. Hello and welcome to the Global American Weekly Podcast, Dr. VGP's Talk Show. In this episode, you're going to hear from a rising star from the village of Schaumburg, a suburb of Chicago, Illinois. Yes, May is often observed as the Asian American Heritage Month throughout America. We are here in a sunny, little breezy Saturday afternoon on the cusp of May. And we are going to feature in this episode our star guest, an Asian American who has dreamed big, achieved success, and still raring to go. Find out from him if Asian Americans are still safe in this big land of America. Meet face to face in an exclusive interview in Dr. VGP's podcast, the phenomenon known as Neil Khot. He's no stranger to most of you as the co-chair and vice chair and co-founder of the Federation of Indian Association, which has established in 2010. But he is making waves in the 8th Congressional District, serving on Schaumburg Sister City Commission, serving on the village of HOFFMAN Estates Economic Development Council. He has also been responsible for some landmark state legislation, Illinois Workplace Act, with the state representative Fresno of the 44th District. Hear more about what this vibrant fighter, game changer, has to tell you today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode with Neil Khot, the rising star from your own village of Schaumburg and the 8th Congressional District. Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP's podcast. In this episode, we have a star guest, a person with a difference, a person who has a heart, a successful entrepreneur, a man who makes a difference every day in people's lives. Meet the young entrepreneur, self-starter, CEO of Realize Services, Neil Khot. Thank you so much, Neil, on joining us on Dr. VGP Talk Show. It's a real pleasure that you found time on this beautiful spring Saturday afternoon to be with us. And we are at his headquarters, the Realize Services.
Thank you, Dr. VGP. This is an awesome introduction. Thank you so much. You've always been generous. Your show has been watched all over the world, and I couldn't ask for more than this to have interviewed by you. Very honored, and thank you for having me on your show.
Well, you know, you must thank the Global Eye production team, and they were saying, Chief, you have been traveling all over the country, going to Washington, D.C., New York, Atlanta, Florida, but you have not brought somebody in your backyard. You know, you stay in the 8th Congressional District in Bloomingdale, and why don't you interview a successful entrepreneur, and let's get his views on what's happening today in America. Every day we get up to new news. So Neil Khot is the CEO and founder. So we zeroed in on who we could interview to give us the pulse of the community, not just the Indian American community, but the community at large in the Chicago suburbs. A person who has reached out to several people, who has been a successful entrepreneur himself, because you heard about the tariffs, you want to know what's the tariffs going to do for, I wouldn't say a small businessman, but a businessman like Neil Khot, who is the president and founder of Realize Services, a global information tech company and a BPO with over 250 employees, headquartered in Schaumburg, Illinois, with offices in India, UAE, and Australia. Now, Neil Khot is well known to all of us as a community activist. He has led fights even way back with Representative Fred Prasno, who you made for the small businesses, the Illinois Workplace Act. Neil, could you tell us a little bit about what brought you to today's land of America, whether it's the immigrant's dream or the American dream? It's all questionable. But how a little boy from Belgaum came here?
Dr. VGP, that's a very great question. And in today's conditions of what we are seeing, it's a very apt question that you asked. My journey began way back in India, almost 50 years back. It was a great journey, a good life. I studied as a computer science engineer. And from there, to live an American dream, I always had America on my mind. And within a year, I was in United States.
Wow.
In 97, I landed in the United States. The country has been great to me. I'm here more than half of my life is now in the United States. Now, this is my home. This is my karma bhumi, and this is my home for my future generation. My son and my wife and my brothers and mother, all of them are here. And this is a home to me now. I've played a dual role in the last many years. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman. I have created jobs more than 250 worldwide, but just alone in the Chicagoland and the Schaumburg area, it is more than 50 plus employees that we have. And day in, day out, I fight for my employees. Way back, I'm talking about in 2004, 5, and 6, when state of Illinois did not give preference to local jobs. So what used to happen when we used to work with government, try to get contracts, we used to get outbid by our neighboring states who had a lower wages. And we, giving employment to our local, we could not compete with them. But I was very happy and proud that I worked with our local state representative, Fred Crespo, another state's representative from the Southern Illinois called Andy Manar. And we together put a bill that local business in Illinois should get reciprocal treatment for the difference in the wages. So when somebody else is competing unfairly, our employees need to be given the right treatment. And we were successful. The bill got passed.
Which year was that?
This was about 2004 and 5, I believe.
So as early as that, you helped Representative...
20 years ago.
Wow. Fred Crespo, who is the 44th District Illinois State Rep, you helped him create a bill, introduced and passed. Because HB 3368.
Absolutely
and that
correct.
Changed the face for all small businesses with Illinois state work.
We used to, doctor, you'd not believe, we used to employ 60 women there.
Wow.
In a town called Carlinville, Illinois, just 60 miles south of Springfield. Finally, we had to fight the government. We came back with our buses. The women and my employees said, we want our rights. And
you are a game changer and a proven entrepreneur. And I see that you're an advocate for the whole community. Wherever you serve today on so many commissions, you're the commissioner of Schaumburg Sister Cities Commission,
yes.
Commissioner on HOFFMAN Estates Economic Development Commission.
Very true.
You're a member of the Schaumburg Business Association. You're currently elected as president of the Woodfield Office Condominium Association and Woodlake Office Campus. That's a mainstream organization. And how did you feel, and what were there any challenges in getting there? That's a big breakthrough, breaking the glass ceiling, I should say.
No, absolutely. And one of the major organization we forgot is I'm also the founding member and the vice chairman of Federation of Indian Association.
Of course.
A 15-year-old organization.
That's your name card, of course.
Absolutely, doctor. And that's an organization along with others. I'm extremely proud to be a part of the community, giving back in whatever capacity I could. On a sister city, we help them have relations with India, Japan, and other cities in the world. On the economic development for Hoffman Estate, we ensure that good businesses come to the town. And I also sit on their technology commission to make sure they are upfront in technology. They are not afraid of AI, but they embrace AI. And as a part of the Woodfield Condo Association, we ensure that all the owners around this office complexes get the right services and they are not taken advantage of by the management companies. So that's my role. That's what I try to do. Along with continuing my business, I do this as a passion to serve the community, to see that they get what they deserve. If not, we are ready to fight when time requires.
With your multifaceted personality, with your serious business entrepreneurship interests, which travels across the world, you are creating technology solutions, creating financial solutions. You're a community leader, as you rightly point. Apart from all that, you have a lovely family. And I feel, tell us about your better half, who Anu Khot, we all know her as Anu Khot, Anu Brahma,
yes,
as her maiden name, has been a great success to your growth story. Tell us how you met her.
As they say, behind every successful man, you need one woman, and behind unsuccessful, you need two women. But I'm very
well
happy.
said. Something new I learned today in my podcast.
I'm very blessed to have her in my life. We met somewhere in 2008 in New Delhi. I was there for a year on a project. We were trying to do some work with Government of India. And there I met Anu as a lawyer. She was working for a law firm. She's a graduate of a law school from NUJS, Calcutta.
Wow.
And she was a lawyer in a corporate organization and a law firm. And that's where I met. We became friends. Friends led to some love story. We were both new in the town of Delhi, and we hit it off, and no looking back. It's been a journey of almost, I would say, 18 plus years.
Wow.
And we have a wonderful son named Aryan, who is 10 years old. And right
a
now,
carbon copy of you and a brilliant young buddy. And you know, now I understand. I never knew Anu was a lawyer. So you have a legal luminary and your home front and in your backyard, so you could make all the correct decisions. Now, as we move, let's walk through the journey. Let's walk through your journey from how you came into this country and went on to build your empire. You can tell us from 1997 to, I know in 2004, you just told us you had several state contracts.
yes, absolutely.
At a young guy, you were leading with so many state of Illinois contracts. Tell us about that.
So our work started with the government way back in 2006-07. And where we had contracts with every department, Department of Revenue, Secretary of State, Department of Natural Resources, Department of State Police. We did work with every department, helping them with their back office work, whether it's titles and car registration, 1040s, individual tax filings. We've done work for new car registrations. We've done deer and hunting permits. So tons of work we do. We used to have 2 vans go to Springfield every day, pick up the work. Our ladies did a fantastic job, and overnight we would send them ready to go titles, ready to go permits, huntings, tax returns. We used to do tax returns for the whole state, but at some point the state could not keep up.
I would just like to take our viewers for a minute to see the mantra of Neil and Anu Khot's success right here on the wall. If you can read out there, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. How apt. And that's I think that's what you've been doing. If opportunity doesn't knock, guys, build a door. And that's so apt in today's time. Let's look at the next mantra. We are in Reliance Services headquarters in Schaumburg with Neil Khot, the CEO at Dr. VGP's podcast. The next one, which is staring in my in my face while Neil is reeling off all the statistics, how we got the state contracts in 2004. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. I repeat for all our viewers, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. I think, Neil, you have practiced each one of these mantras which have led to his success. And you're going to hear what's next in this young 50-year-old, bubbling, vibrant, enthusiastic business leader, thought leader, game changer, and tomorrow's, I would say, tomorrow's first citizen, if I may add. And coming up, our greatness, weakness lies in giving up. How very true. The most certain way to succeed is to try just one more time. And that's said by Thomas Edison. I repeat to our viewers as we continue the journey, our greatness, weakness is in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to always try just one more time. I think these three mantras, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.
Thank you, Dr.
And success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Well, we are here at Neil Khot's conference room, and it's a beautiful room with white and blue decor. If you can see the color combinations right through the Realize services, talks about this guy's personality. He's just not here as an advocate for the Indian Americans, as you can see. He's an advocate for the whole community, whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're Middle Eastern, whether you're Indian American. Whoever you may be, as long as you're an American citizen, go to Neil. He is a friend and advocate for all. He has answers. Knowing Neil for the last 25 years, I have seen him surrounded by several people coming to him, and he's always helpful. There's not a bone of hate in his body. If there's one person who is acceptable to all, who can be truly called inclusive, it's this guy, Neil Khot. Mark my words, he has no enemies, and he's there to help them. Anyone, inclusive. Yesterday, day before, he was in a Muslim gathering and talking how everybody should stay united when there was a meet and greet for Raja Krishnamurti of the 8th Congressional District. In this room, we have photographs glaring into me. Prime Minister Modi, of course, is there. We have J.B. Pritzker, the governor, there. We have the governor of Maryland, Gus Moore. We have the Lieutenant Governor, Aruna Miller. We also have Tony Preckwinkle. We have Dick Durbin, Tammy Duckworth, Raja Krishnamurti. We also have Jonathan Jackson, Danny Davis. And if you look at his Facebook post, you'll see all these pictures which are looking down at me at the conference room, along with SCHAUMBURG's mayor, Tom Daly, Hoffman Estates mayor, Rodney Craig, Hoffman Estates, Bill McLeod, Mike Kutsick, who is the committeeman of Cook County, and of course, Kevin Morris, his dear friend, Cook County Commissioner. I mean, I can go on and go on and go on. I'm able to identify all these photographs, which shows how well known he is. Having said all this, Neil, today our country is going through, I will say, a metamorphosis. I wouldn't use the word challenging times, because I'm a bipartisan and I support good from the Democrats and good from the Republicans. And I try to support whoever is good for the country, good for us as Indian Americans, good for us as Americans, good for us as multi-ethnic communities, good for us as Illinoisans. And I'm in your 8th Congressional District as one of the residents here. And you are such a phenomenal person. You're a businessman, you're a community leader, you're a young parent. You are the father of a 10-year-old boy. And you are seeing for yourself, you and your wife, what America is going through. So talk to me through your eyes to our audience, what they should do, what they should prepare, and what is America today?
Dr. VGP, such an interesting and a very concerning question that you brought. Today, we do not see the America that what I came back in 97. It has completely changed. A lot of polarization has happened over the years. As far as me and myself, I'm concerned, I've done extremely well. And thank you to the the country of America that has given me this opportunity to be successful, to provide for my family, provide for my employees, and create a life for everybody around me. I cannot ask for more. But the next journey is more for my children, or my child Aryan, my brother's child, my mother and my others, and my community around here. What is it for them now? How is the country, is it going to be the same going forward? Is it too changed? We really have some concerns. And I hear this when I talk to my friends and political friends, my regular friends. And when I see that, people are worried, people are concerned whether their immigration status is going to be revoked, whether we're going to get crime coming from a certain part of the city and hurting them, or whether the jobs, they're equally concerned for all of these angles. Benefits, which are essential benefits of the that are need of the lifeline of seniors, elders, as well as day-to-day people who may be unemployed. All of these benefits are at risk today. And I believe this is not the America that we came to. And I can see that people want answers for them. People want to make sure that these problems are solved, and we have a country that honors its promises that was made because people have invested into them. This is not a free thing. They have earned these rights. And I believe that it's a very important concern. Immigration is another concern. People are worried whether a person who, I am an immigrant, I came to this country, so as many others on this 8th district, and they are worried whether their green cards are going to be revoked, whether their citizenship is going to be revoked. And I think these are the true concerns that people have on their mind. And I think we together can raise the voice. We together should go back and fight, because without that, you are not going to be heard. You will have to take these subjects with the community, because I hear in day out, and this concerns, I think, a lot on people's mind. And I believe that it is time for us to really tackle this problem so that this is not faced by our future generation.
So in Neil's words, he just explained how he would like to ignite passion and to inspire innovation. On that note, let's walk along with Neil Khot to see from here, where is Neil Khot going to take us, his community, and the people of Schaumburg and the Chicago suburban area. We'd also like to get a little personal insight into Neil, and that'll be next. It's of course a crossfire, quick 10 questions in the last segment. And Neil, it's been so enlightening to hear from you your views.
Absolutely, Doctor. I think for me, as I said, America has given me what I could more than dream of. I'm very thankful to the country. And I want this same country to be available to the next generation that's going to come, that's going to make this community, the 8th district, the Schaumburg, the suburbs, their home. We want this to be left for them in a way that when we found it, or more better than what it is, and not having people being afraid or concerned and worried. We don't want that.
Wonderful. Now we're going to hear how you're going to do it. Come on, Neil, take the chair. You're all there. Well, we are here with round 2. It's called the purple round. As you can see, the purple flowers here represents that purple means completion, purple means inclusiveness, and that's what Neil Khot represents. This is the crossfire round, Neil. You'll be quick. We have 7 minutes to go. Neil Khot, we have heard so much about you. You know, your actions is going to speak louder than your words. You have said it all. You are a practical man of action. Tell me, from 5 years from now, where do we see the Neil Khot, the enjayma, the force in Schaumburg?
Doctor, this is a very good question. A lot has been thought, and as you can see from today's environment, where we are very concerned, we are very, as you can say, worried what's going on. I continue to strongly advocate for our communities around us, especially the villages of HOFFMAN Estate, Schaumburg, Hanover Park, Elgin, Bartlett, Bloomingdale, Park Ridge, Des Plaines, South Barrington, Inverness, all of these suburban communities.
Where you can actually make an impact, that you're surrounding your office, your home, where you can make an impact. Perfect.
And I do want to see them flourish. I do want to see them get back those businesses that we have lost. I want to make sure that
they always say, get our home together first, and you consider them your home.
This is my home. And this
fantastic.
Is what I want to see, being, whether it's through tech innovations, tech centers, bringing new things, the AI-related developments.
Communities
to this,
together.
Exactly. And I have had discussions with all of the leaders from this community, such as Mayor McLeod, Tom Daly, Hanover Park Mayor Rodney Craig, Laura Murphy, Michelle Moosman. Talk about all these leaders. They care for these areas, and I want to work with them to make sure that this stays vibrant.
Great. You're also going to look up to who are your local, would I say, heroes? You're going to look up to who are you going to? I mean, what is it that? How you can't do this alone?
No,
you have to work together along with the leadership.
I absolutely look up to many leaders in the community who have led the path. And starting with one of our finest leaders we have is Dick Durbin, Senator, has led the path. Senator Tammy Duckworth, who I've met personally, a great warrior, a great fighter, cannot go wrong. Other leaders are many. Tony Preckwinkle, who's been the leading voice
of the Iron Lady of America,
of Chicago. Chuy Garcia, high respect for him, who has fought immigration, who has made sure a leadership pack has been generated for future leaders. I look up to
vibrant
him for that.
Congressman, vibrant congressman.
Jonathan Jackson, who's taken up the mantle of his parents and father. I think somebody to look up to. Danny K. Davis, who's going to leave a great legacy for us, a legend. And one of our own, from our 8th district is Raja Krishnamurti,
who's paved the king, path, our king.
Who has paved the path. Raja means king, right? Who has paved the path. And I think I look up to all of these and hopefully work with them to make sure our community stays vibrant. I also look up to the young leaders.
Yes, very important.
Who have come to the politics always was never a part of the young leaders, but it is a generation of the millennials today. And leaders like Mike Kadzak, Democratic committeeman from local township.
Will make a big difference.
Nick Scipione, who just got elected to the school board. They are making a difference in their own ways. Ram Vilivalam, a great senator. Nabila Sayed, a 24-year-old girl who has broken all these records. Kevin Olenek, Michelle Moosman, Laura Murphy. They have been leading the fight to keep all of the programs, keep all of our generation intact. Fred Crespo, who I look up to from a trustee, I've known him from those days.
You worked with him.
I've worked with him. Real great leaders, real inspirations for a young generation to look up to.
You have given a very insightful, profound answer to my question. You have set yourself up 5 years from now. You have set your home turf and ground. Now, Neil, if you had to write an autobiography, because you have so many nuggets to talk about, not only your business success, your community activism, how you're rearing a child, Aryan, and how you're making a level playing field for the whole community, what will that autobiography title be? Autobiography title. I know I put you on the spot.
It's a big question, but I think I would say it should be dream, fight, and change.
Wow, so powerful words. You just heard our star guest today in our Dr. VGP podcast saying if he has to write an autobiography and what name he would give the book, it's dream, fight, and change. And I think that's truly reflects your personality. Dream, fight, and change. Now, on that score, as we are concluding this round of Crossfire, I would like you to tell us if you are given the opportunity to take 3 people out for dinner from the past or present, so our viewers will get a bird's eye view or an eye view about what your personality is like. Who are your heroes? Who are your mentors? Who would those 3 people be?
I would say one of the person that I never had a chance to meet or I've heard a lot about him while I was growing up in India is John F. Kennedy. I would love to have heard
President
how
Kennedy.
he took America to great level. Steve Jobs is another one of my innovator who's changed the world so much. And I would say if I want to go back, I would like to meet Swami Vivekananda, who came to Chicago back in 1893. In those days when there was no planes, no nothing, I would like to hear what was his journey like to come to Chicago.
So very well said. I think the words of a gentleman, a scholar, and a dear friend, Neil Khot, who's an advocate for all the people of America. The 3 people, if given an opportunity, I'd like to take for dinner is, of course, President Kennedy, an institution who needs no introduction. And of course, the CEO, former CEO of Apple, Steve Jobs, as an innovator, par excellence. Today, everything is Apple related, most of it, if I may correct myself. And third, Swami Vivekananda. And that shows how deeply rooted Neil Khot is to his Indian heritage. As Swami Vivekananda has taught us all something. When he came for the World Parliament Religions in 1893, his words still resonate so much and it's so relevant today.
Absolutely.
And Neil is one who will fight, like he rightly earlier said, fight for any injustice to anyone, anywhere in the world. Neil, on that note, give me 3 adjectives which will describe yourself to our audience today. 3 words.
Empathetic, caring, and responsible.
Good. Neil Khot, in his own words, describes himself as empathetic, he's very empathetic, caring, and responsible. I mean, 3 words which means a lot, 3 impactful words which describes Neil Khot in his own words: empathetic, caring, and responsible. Concluding this wonderful podcast with such an enlightened personality, which every one of you should get to know in some form or shape, Neil Khot. You can knock on his door anytime, anywhere, and he is there for you. You don't have to be Indian, you don't have to be black, you don't have to be white, you just have to be a human being. And if you have a problem, meet Neil Khot. He would have a solution. If he cannot get a solution, he'll have somebody else. Parting with words, you tell our viewers your closing remarks. What are the 5 steps they should do in order to charge forward? Let's have a Neil Khot-ism. What are your words to today the community is looking for a voice, looking for leadership, and they're relating to young people like you. And they want to see what words. It's not comfort, it's not advice, but I would say words of wisdom, everyday words, which each one of us can carry back into our workplace, into our school, wherever we're going, into our home. Today, to prepare ourselves to what's happening to America and the globe.
Today, as you know, Dr. VGP, it's a global world. And today with the uncertainties, we have to be more prepared. I would suggest for young generation and middle generations also, be prepared and be organized. Organized is keep your relations, collaborations going. I would also request and suggest be self-reliant. Yes. And constantly upgrade your skills, because now it is no longer going to be that one skill that you learned is going to keep sustaining forever. You have to keep upgrading and updating every decade. It's no longer the old days where you could pick up one job. I have seen that practically in my life. I have to keep innovating. I would also say go out and vote when time comes.
Yes.
Every vote matters. Otherwise, it would be you deserve the people that you get then. You want to make a change, you go out and vote. Secondly, I would say collaborate and work together. Embrace the unknowns sometimes. It is better to know the new changing dynamics of the society and the community. Do not have a prejudgment. Open arms and welcome. And last but not the least, never give up. Always fight, always collaborate, and always work together. I think it will get you all the solutions that you want in life.
Thank you so much, Neil. You were on the point, and it was such an enlightening time today at Dr. VGP Podcast with the one and only Neil Khot, a name to remember: dream, fight, and change.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you so much.
You were awesome. I really appreciate the time that you've given and inquisitive questions. It's very questions that makes me stir up something from inside. Thank you.
Boy, oh boy, Neil Khot has fire in a belly. Watch out. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
So, painting for my kid always gives me inspiration when I look up to him, how he's grown up. Lord Shiva, certificates of appreciation from Midwest Asian community. Secretary of State Jesse White, appreciation from HOFFMAN Chamber of Commerce. Governor Quinn, back in the day. Some other certificates from API, proclamation from village of Hanover Park. This one is another from our ICANN, honoring our heroes. This is my office where I work every day.
Dear viewers, elevate your business to new heights and reach 35 million potential customers with Global Eye Digital. Contact us today at globaleyedigital@gmail.com or info@globaleyedigital.com. Let's take your business global.